Are you planning a trip and wondering if Manchester Airport is a good fit for your needs? Perhaps you're a family going away for your summer holiday, or perhaps you're a business traveller going on a long trip. One of the key things is the airport right for you?
Hi, today I'm travelling from Manchester Airport. Is it the luckiest or the unluckiest airport? Certainly had some disasters recently. Let's see what it's all about.
Manchester Airport is actually the third busiest airport in the UK, after London and Gatwick. Today I'm going from Terminal 1 to Belfast, and when I went through security, obviously I can't show you that, it was as quick as I've ever seen. To be fair, that was at 5 o'clock in the morning, so what it would be like at busier times, I don't know. But as you go into the airport itself, first thing that they see is a way to lose a lot of money. Yeah, these exchange places charge an exorbitant rate. You're better doing it in your hometown before you leave, pay on your card while you're abroad, or buy in a shop while you're abroad. It's damn sight cheaper than those places. Now we're in Terminal 1 itself, a couple of shops here. In Emotion, however you pronounce that. Basically a phone shop selling you earpods and iPods or whatever. But as you walk in, you'll notice there's quite a few well-branded shops. You've got WH Smith's, we've been past Boots, and of course WH Smith's, not like your high street one. Everything seems to be just that little bit dearer. And of course, your duty-free stuff. Let's see what sort of bargains we've got here. Fancy a bit of vodka? Save a bit of money on that. And more vodka. More alcohol. You get the gist though. I always think that sometimes when I look at the prices on them, there's not many that are actually cheaper than what you'd have paid anyway. I'll try and focus on a few and then you can see prices on them. Perfumes are always a good buy. But are they that much cheaper? Certainly got about every brand you can think about. Now that's one that seems to be in every high street shop. Cool water. Used to have some of that myself. What they do make it is very difficult to get to the next part of the airport without walking past every single little item. You've got to walk right through the shops to get to the next stage, and all airports do it, so you'll buy that little bit extra. Certainly any UK airport does. Terminal 1 has likes of EasyJet, Jet2, Lufthansa, SAS, Etihad, Emirates, Finnair, Gulf Air, Aer Lingus, all flying from here. Hardly surprising it's a busy terminal. I keep looking out for Eternity. Used to buy that when I was living on my own. Nowadays, doesn't seem to be quite as many times that I can see it. It's not the cheapest of aftershaves. Plenty of stuff about though. Paco Rabanne Million, a very popular fragrance. There's Eternity. Not cheap either. I think I'll walk on a bit. And look at that, a massive tube of Mintos. Why is it that they assume that you need the biggest of the biggest of everything? You've got your hand luggage to carry on board and all that sort of stuff. So what they do, they produce even bigger packets than you can buy in the high street. I don't even know what half of this stuff is. And then your obligatory English, or so I say British flagged items. But you'll notice that isn't the main area. You've got to go past all that to then go into the main area. So what do? They make you walk through another area selling the same sort of stuff. Probably a different company, but same sort of stuff. And yes, there's tons of Lego. Always makes me amazed is that you go into an airport, what's the first thing you really want to have your kids have on the middle of a plane? A box full of Lego. You guarantee it's going to be under every street and every seat in that plane 10 minutes after they open it. There are some things that you look at and think, would be quite nice to have. They say it's duty free, but I'm sure if you went down most high streets, everything on those shelves would be cheaper. Is that just me saying my skinflint ways? Probably. And now we're coming into the main area, you'll see that the shops almost duplicate themselves. Another phone shop. Got Timberland there. Fat Face. Do you know what? You could come to this area without any packing done and fill your bags before you went on holiday. They've even got Hanleys, and for people who don't know, Hanleys is the toy shop in London. It isn't anywhere else, but apparently Manchester Airport. I think there might be one elsewhere, but it is basically a London shop that's moved a couple of 100 miles to the UK. Oh, and there's another way to change your money and lose a load of money. JD Sports. So we've been past 3 clothes shops and we've barely got in there. Accessorise, so if you've forgotten anything like some more clothes or some brushes to brush your hair with. And another W8 Smiths. Just in case you forgot to spend any money at the last one. I do like looking round these shops because you do have sometimes a couple of hours spare. As I say, I came in, give me the good 2 hours before the flight and walked through security. I must admit it is a big improvement to what I expected with the security, but boots there, as I say, and a few cafes to have something to eat. And this actually was a bit of a surprise with Burger King. When I travelled previously from Leeds, the Burger King had plenty of seats, There's only enough seats in there for about 3 or 4 people. Plenty of places to buy drinks out of machines with no prices set on them. If you type your number in, you're halfway there before you find out how much it is. Bet they won't be cheap. As I said, there's 1 or 2 places to eat. I'm not fancying a pizza for my breakfast, so I won't be eating there this morning. Set off from where I live about 3 o'clock in the morning, got here for about 5. So I will be having something to eat before I go. Got up about 2:30 this morning. To say this is just after 5 o'clock in the morning, look how busy it is. Most of the flights don't set off until after this, but you can see it is a busy terminal. That's something that confuses me. They've got a car rental place in the actual area, or at least advertising for it. Sixt. Well, first of all, they're not the cheapest rentals out there for long-term rent, but they have got some cheap deals. But the last thing you're going to need is to do a car rental while you're walking through your WH Smith's getting a bottle of water. I can understand it, having some advertising there, but they've got a car hanging from the roof in there. And yes, there's more alcohol to buy. Now, I know they must sell all this. They must do, otherwise why would they be there? But the last thing I'm thinking about when I'm going on holiday is getting duty free. Mind you, people are going back off holiday, aren't they? One thing I would say about this terminal, there are plenty of signs for when your flights are going. There's literally one every shop front. You can see them as I'm walking along, and they've got a big area if you are disabled or need extra care or extra help. They have got a big area for that, so they've sorted this out quite well. Boss, in case you'd run out of clothing shops to look at. And back to the phone shop again. Quite a variety of shops to have a look around. Oh, and you've got a little area in the centre for donuts. Just in case you wanted a donut and you're desperate for one while waiting for your flight. There we go. What was it? Crispy... I forgot what it's called now. One thing I do like about this terminal is you are actually sat right above the planes. Now it's time to have something to eat, so I am going to go for a meal deal. Now if you're in the UK, you know exactly what a meal deal is. This particular one's £4.99, but depending on when you go, I mean obviously this is an airport so it's a little bit higher. You get a sandwich or a salad. You then get the option of a drink of your choice from a variety, and you get a snack item. So when I say drinks, we're talking your Coca-Cola, a bottle, a proper sized drink to go with it. Personally for me, I wouldn't have paid £2.10 for a small bottle like that, but part of a meal deal makes it worthwhile doing. And you've got a good variety. The only trouble is somewhere to sit. So I've gone for a cherry Pepsi Max, a chicken salad sandwich, and prawn cocktail crisps. The next thing is somewhere to sit. Now, when you look around this place, there isn't an awful lot of seats. There's plenty of shops to look round, and a good variety of them. So if you've forgotten your trainers, you're well suited. And if you want some toys, not a problem. I'm actually quite amazed by the amount of clothing shops. You expect the alcohol, you expect the perfumes, and somewhere to eat, but I just don't get it why you would buy clothing at an airport. As you can see on this sign, they've got plans for Manchester. Looking at its past history, I mean 2021 they enlarged Terminal 2, 2023 more work's going on, but in 2025 the plan is that Terminal 1 will close. Don't know if it's going to be redeveloped or not, but certainly changes. And Terminal 1's quite a big terminal. Right, so we're back at Manchester Airport. And what did I think to it? Was it good? Was it bad? Well, it's one of those places where you can see that it's on its way there, but not necessarily got there. And the thing that I found that was really letting it down was places to sit. Security, shot through, not a problem at all. It wasn't the situation of queuing for ages, which has been the reports of a lot of people. But I got here at 5 o'clock in the morning, so that may be different for other people. You'll have to let me know in the comments. With regard to where you sit and wait for your flight, yes, there's chairs there, but nowhere near enough, and it lets it down tremendously. I would say that is the one thing that's wrong with Manchester. Space to sit down, chill out, have a sandwich, and wait for your flight. When it comes to the food, there is enough options there. Not necessarily the cheapest, but you don't expect that. But what you do expect is if you get something to eat, you can sit down and eat it. And I was in there at 5 o'clock in the morning and I was struggling for space to sit down and eat. So anybody coming in July and August, you're going to suffer. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little trip to Manchester. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.